So you probably clicked this video wondering, what are the highest paid nurse practitioners? And honestly, it's a great question. And in this video, I'm going to be going over the top 5 highest paid nurse practitioners. So stay tuned. Welcome back, Psych Dude family. It's good seeing each and every one of you guys today. And if you are new to this channel, I'm the Psych Dude. I'm a board certified psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. And in this channel, I go over several different subjects to educate the public about mental health, ways to improve your lifestyle, and topics related to nursing and nurse practitioners. So if you haven't already and these subjects interest you, go ahead and subscribe. Make sure you like this video and follow me on Instagram at the Psych Dude. So you probably clicked this video wondering, what are the top 5 highest paid nurse practitioners? And honestly, like I said earlier, it's a great question because they don't necessarily tell us, because all you hear about are CRNAs, you hear about how much doctors get paid, but usually with nurse practitioners, you don't necessarily know how much we get paid, because obviously CRNAs are above, there's the midwives, and below that we don't necessarily know what NPs can make. And that's why I wanted to make this video, to kind of give you a clear picture of what the top 5 highest paid nurse practitioners are and give you a better understanding of what their career actually entails. So without further ado, let's get started. Woo! So before I get started on giving you the top 5 highest paid nurse practitioners, I wanted to give you where I actually got this information from. So the AANP, or the American Association of Nurse Practitioners, they come out with either a yearly or every 2 year survey on actually giving you data from nurse practitioners and giving you a correct or better indication of how much we actually get paid. And then this is the actual sample survey results of how much nurse practitioners get paid. So I'm going based off of that. Coming in at number 5 is cardiovascular nurse practitioners, which they average around $114,000 a year. So what exactly are cardiovascular nurse practitioners? And as it says in the name, it's cardiovascular, which is the heart, and then nurse practitioners. So they're nurse practitioners that actually deal with the heart. They treat chronic to acute actual cardiac issues, and they go throughout the whole process. They can be in different settings, like outpatient or in the hospital, but primarily what they do is they work alongside cardiologists and other healthcare professionals to provide comprehensive cardiovascular care for patients, like I said, with acute or chronic cardiac issues. So they diagnose, they manage and treat complex cardiac issues, and then also they provide the preventative side. So they promote preventative measures in order for them to deal with cardiac issues. So coming in at number 4 is pain management nurse practitioners. So they average around $116,000 to $117,000 a year. And honestly, as the name states, what pain management nurse practitioners do is actually deal with pain. So they deal with acute pain and they deal with chronic pain, and they can work in different settings such as outpatient and also inpatient. So these NPs actually assess where the pain's located, and while working with other nurses and doctors, they pretty much coordinate what their plan of care is. And they also want to deal with what ways they can do to help to manage pain. So they deal with medication management, and they also do other therapeutic interventions to help relieve the pain. So coming in at number 3 on the highest paid nurse practitioner list is surgical nurse practitioners at $120,000 a year average. So that is a great amount, and you're probably wondering, what exactly is a surgical nurse practitioner? Well, as the name implies, they're nurse practitioners that work in surgery. So the good thing about this position is you get to work throughout the whole entire process. You get to work from pre-op all the way to post-op, and you get to take care of the patient throughout. You're teaching about the operation, you're giving them options, you're teaching them how to take care of whatever operation they had. You're able to do that. You're able to order the labs, you're able to actually assist sometimes within the surgery, and you're able to provide the medication management throughout. And sometimes you have to do the pain side, and that's part of the job. And it's one of those things where you have so much you can do. You can specialize in so many different areas, and you can actually work in different areas. You can work at the outpatient same day surgery, or you can work on the inpatient side, or if you want to work on just strictly cardiac issues, you can do that also. Or if you want to work on trauma, you can do trauma. So you can go through the whole entire process and work as a surgical nurse practitioner. Coming in at number 2 on the top 5 list of highest paid nurse practitioners is psychiatric mental health nurse practitioners. And that's what I do. And if you've already been following this channel, then you know exactly what we do. But for the basis of it is we provide management. So we do medication management, we do therapeutic interventions for patients that have disorders that dealing with mental health. So on a day-to-day basis, what I do is I provide therapy throughout our sessions, and then also provide medication management in determining, one, if I'm going to diagnose them with something and what the best option is for the patient. I can either refer them to an actual therapist, I can provide them the medication management, or if I feel that it's more so on the medical side, I can refer out. I do lab tests, I do diagnostic criteria, I go through that whole process, I go through different scales, different things like that I'm able to do on a daily basis in order for me to therapeutically help my patients that are dealing with mental health disorders. I love what I do. Did I tell you how much we get paid? So on average, according to the AANP, we get paid $124,000 a year on average, and that's a good amount. I love that amount. Obviously, people can make more, but for the most part, that is the average throughout the whole entire country. But you can make more. So if you're wondering, you definitely can make more. But also within, as a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner, you can work in so many different settings. You can work in the outpatient setting, inpatient setting, urgent cares. You can work doing rounds to hospitals, to SNFs. You can work in the emergency department. You can work in so many different areas. And that's the beauty of becoming a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. And if you are interested, definitely go ahead and watch a lot of my videos that I have on why you should become a psychiatric nurse practitioner, top 5 reasons why you should become a psychiatric nurse practitioner, and going over different salaries according to based on where you work, things like that. And I'll link some videos down below. Go ahead and check it out and learn more about us. Coming in at number 1 on the highest paid nurse practitioner list according to the ANP is, drumroll please, emergency department nurse practitioners at $132,000 a year on average. Obviously, you can make way more than that money. You can make a lot of money because you guys are in dire need. So emergency department nurse practitioners are pretty much the cream of the crop. And reason being is because they have to deal with so many different issues throughout the whole entire lifespan. They deal with psych patients, they deal with acutely ill patients, trauma patients, they deal with urgent care patients, and they deal with primary care patients. They deal with so many different things, and they have to know all of these things in order for them to be successful. And the beauty of it is that they're never on call, because a lot of the times they're just gonna go ahead and go to their shift, because emergency departments always have to have either a nurse practitioner, physician, or both on staff in order for them to run appropriately. And once they go home, there's someone else that's going to replace them, and they pretty much do that. And I've been working in the emergency department for the last 3 years prior to becoming a nurse practitioner, and I know what they go through. They have to do a lot. They have to know so many different type of medications. They have to know so many different interventions, know so many different labs and what to look for. Because let's face it, you don't necessarily know what it's going to come in. You might be dealing with a psych patient, but do you know if it's all psychiatric, or do you know if a medical disorder is causing the psychiatric disorder? So you have to rule out so much, and you have to be able to talk to these patients and understand what the root cause. And that's probably the main reason why they get paid so much, because they have to do so much, and they deserve it. These emergency department nurse practitioners do a lot, and if you know them, give them a hug for me, because they do a lot. So, well, this is the end of the video, guys. I hope you guys truly enjoyed this video. I know it's kind of different from my usual videos that talk about specifically psychiatric mental health nurse practitioners, but I wanted to give you a better understanding of what you can actually expect to make as a nurse practitioner, especially the top 5, because a lot of people that do like money, obviously because they want to support their lifestyle or support their family, or just wanting to know exactly what people could make, I'm glad I was able to make this list of giving you a better idea on the top 5. I know there's so many different other specialties and subspecialties within as a nurse practitioner, but for the most part, this is the top 5 list of what you should expect. Yes, it ranges based off of your state, based off your location, based off of your setting, but these are pretty much a ballpark range of what you should expect depending on what you want to do. So if you want to find out better results, then definitely you can go to the AANP website, or you can just do further research on what to expect when you want to become a nurse practitioner and which specialty you want to work on. And also helpful is going on Indeed.com and being able to see, like, just typing in the position that you want, the city that you live in, and they can give you kind of a ballpark range of what people are paying, because a lot of the times some people or companies put out what they're actually paying them just so it can kind of entice people to apply for that position, because as a lot of you guys know, money is pretty much power. But on the other hand is, yeah, it's just basically giving you a better understanding of what to expect to make. And yes, we do, if you're going to be going through all of these years of school, if you're going to be going through all of this work, you definitely should deserve some monetary reward for what you do. And it's always fun just looking at what you could potentially make, you know, because that's what kind of keeps you driven. And obviously you want to help patients at the end of the day, but then obviously there's other factors that'll keep you driven as well. And also, guys, I just wanted to give you a little bit more of a background of a future project that I'm working with my buddy Dr. Sarfo and then my buddy Fabius. Pretty much we're coming out with something special, and I mentioned it in the last video, but it's something in the works. It's so beautiful. It's going to be extremely helpful for everyone, all the people that actually want to become psychiatric mental health nurse practitioners, or even thinking about wanting to become a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner, or they're already in school, or if you're a new grad, you're about to graduate. This book is going to help you out so much. It answers so many different questions. It answers so many different things that you want to know, but they're not necessarily telling you throughout school, and it kind of keeps you like pretty much in the blind. You're not necessarily knowing what you're going to do or what your next step is, but this book pretty much ties all of those things together. It gives you so much insight on what to expect or what to know and what to pretty much how to be successful, and it's going to give you all of these tools to get to a point where you're going to be a successful nurse practitioner, especially right out the gate as a new grad. Yeah, so if you have any questions or concerns about this book, or if you want more information about this book when it's going to come out, definitely feel free to email me at thepsychdude1@gmail.com. Make sure you give me your first, last name, and then your email address. And if you want to leave your contact information, feel free to do so. But yeah, I think this book is going to be amazing, and it's going to help so many people out there. So definitely stay tuned for that one, okay? As always, guys, have a wonderful day. Bye.